Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Candid Convos. I'd like to introduce today's guest. Her name is Christy Ganieri. She is one of the founding partners of Freeburg Granieri. So, Christy, thank you for joining us. Let me jump right in. I'm curious. I'm a lawyer. I like getting to know lawyers better in the full sense of the word. So, why did you want to become a lawyer?
It's always a funny one. I didn't know it the first when that I wanted to be a lawyer. It wasn't anything I had really ever set out to do. I happened to randomly take the LSATs my senior year of college. I thought as a business major, I was going to go into the world of advertising and go be some sort of bigwig ad exec. One sad day about 6 months into starting my career in advertising, I hated it. I hated it so much. And with burning passions, I did not want to do advertising anymore. I had 3 friends that were in law school as first year students, and talking to them about what they were doing. Also, my then boyfriend's dad, now father-in-law, also an attorney, had a come to Jesus talk with me and said, "What are you doing? You know where you should be, knock it off." So 24 hours later, I had applied to law school, and it has been a journey since then. But it was definitely a lot of people in my life saying, your career path that you've picked for yourself doesn't seem to be the right one. Let's go figure out a spot to make your talents better shine.
And would it be fair to say you found your passion and your talent practice in law, or was it like everybody pointed me in there and started becoming successful and started loving it with time? I don't know. What was that like to you?
Sure. A lot of it was sort of that hesitation. I'm like, am I good enough? I mean, law school was so much harder. I mean, I had no problem in undergrad. You studied because you did. Law school, it was like, oh my goodness, everyone here, it just thinks differently. So at first I was really, really intimidated. And then quickly I realized, well, it's just a different way of learning. So for me, coming out of law school, passing the bar, and then jumping into practice, it was kind of that idea of getting my feet wet and growing confidence, along with understanding that you weren't going to know everything and being okay with being uncomfortable up front, and then figuring out the way to learn and get the mastery of the practice of the substantive law, and kind of just growing within my own confidence, growing within the profession. So it's definitely one of those things that as the years have progressed, the passion has increased. A good client always makes you feel like you're doing the right thing and getting to help people. So it's definitely been a building and constant a growth path.
I'm wondering, when did you know, or when do you think you knew that you achieved that business owner maturity? Like the moment that you said, I know how to handle things, it's time for me to go do it my way.
Probably not yet either. No, it was never. No, the practice of law now is, sadly, kind of the small part of my day. Running a business is taken over, and that is my current massive learning curve. And I strive to be a good business owner, strive to be a good employer, take care of our employees, make sure things are fair, and kind of keep the wheels on the bus and keep the firm going forward. Now, I mean, that really is my constant. That is my constant learning curve, where I'm reaching out. And again, similarly, when I need legal strategy questions with people, I have other people that I'm like, hey, how are you running your payroll? Who do you use for your insurance? What do you use for this? And again, that is, while I happen to run a law firm, it could be insert any business here that, and I actually represent a lot of businesses. I work with a lot of employers and making sure that, they're running their businesses successfully. So what's been really interesting now that I'm running my own firm is I talk to my clients like business owner to business owner, not just lawyer to client. Hey, have you used this product, or have you done this? Or, hey, I know we had a problem with this a couple of years ago around your workplace. What did I know we solved it this way. Has that been successful for you? And then trying to implement some of those aspects into my own life. When I left law school, I never figured I'd be running my own firm. But kind of as I grew up and figured out what I wanted for my work-life balance, the end of 2020 made it very clear that it was time to branch out on my own and to get lucky enough to have a partner to do that with. And we've just kind of been building since February of 2021 and trying to figure out where our firm is going to go from here.
Now you work remotely, because I was going to like ask, do you see any difference between your in-house staff versus your people that work remotely, including your VA?
No, I mean, we really, our VA is really our only remote employee in our office. We have 4 of us, paralegal, 3 attorneys. So what we try to do, and just to make sure that as far as work product goes or anything of that nature, no difference. What we just need to do as a firm, though, is to make sure that our VA, who's not here all day, every day, feels included in the team. So we try to do things like have standing meetings and make sure he knows what's going on, where sometimes we would forget, you just kind of yell across the hall or yell across the office of, hey, we got this or that going on. So for us, what it has been is just a little bit of a learning curve to make time out of our day to make sure he feels like he's part of the team, and that he's getting whatever training and things of that nature that he needs. So it's just been, honestly, it's a learning curve as a manager and as someone who's overseeing employees. And Fernando has just been fabulous in rising to that and making sure that the communication's open. When he has a question or having issues, we use Teams. So he can just send us a message on Teams. We can hop on a video call. We can do those sorts of things. So for us, again, learning curve and how to properly manage and make sure he's up to speed, knows what's going on, and feels like he knows what's happening in the office.
I wanted to ask, if you had any type of advice for people that are just starting to work with virtual assistants, like you just gave that to us. How do you keep someone in the loop like you just gave that to us? So thank you. I understand that would make me feel as part of the company, because it's something like you're going the extra mile to involve someone else like that. And I'm pretty sure, because of what you're saying, I'm pretty sure that he's not only does feel like part of the team, but he's also responding as part of the team. So that's pretty cool.
Very true. And for us, I mean, a lot of that was training and onboarding and having the training agenda we set up front, because where I've seen other people run into problems with any type of virtual employee is just not outlining expectations, not giving them the time to actually dig into training and making sure, and then the follow-up. Yeah, you train once, but is that enough? Are there other things you need to make sure you touch and see if they're having problems, some type of barrier to entry? Why can't they accomplish some type of task? Is it an actual physical problem? Is it a lack of knowledge? Is it a lack of training? So for us, that's kind of been a big push, just because we want this all to work and we want him to be a contributing member. And a lot of that has to go on us, because he's got to learn our whole system, what we want, how we want to do things. And that might be very different business to business, firm to firm. So for us, and there's my law partner, Greg, awkwardly standing in the back, but that whole process for us has been really focusing on training has it's a time investment, but it's been absolute wonderful results on the backside.
Please let them know where they can find you and what you can do for them.
Oh, well, we're at Freeburg Granieri. Our website is fgfirm.law. If anyone needs any help or has any questions, always happy to answer. Because again, I mean, we're 2 years into this process and always eager to learn from others, and always happy to share our successes and failures and the things we've learned through the process of getting our firm up and going.
Well, guys, you heard it from her. Christy, I'm very happy you joined us today. I hope we get to see you next time on a return episode, maybe in a year. I'm very curious to see where your path is going to take you by then. In the meantime, that's all we have for today. Thank you for being our guest today, Christy, and have a fantastic afternoon.
Thanks so much, Joe.